Hello, YouTube. This is Carl. I'm back. Here we are with episode 1 of season 2. And I just wanted to say, first off, congratulations to my wife who got accepted in the international honor sign of the Phi Theta Kappa. I think that's the name of it. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but I just want to say I'm so proud of her. She's working her ass off and taking care of us. And, I've had to step up too to because she's working and going to school. So it's been a really good effort by her to keep straight A's, and this is going to open up so many more opportunities for her as far as scholarships and everything. So I'm really hoping she continues her education in that aspect. And I just wanted to say that I love her, I'm proud of her, and hopefully she keeps going the way she's going because she's kicking ass. Also, I want a special shout out to Cody Loft who gave me this hat this past week. He's my brother-in-law. This is an awesome hat. One of my favorite hats. I love the Packers and then the black going with it. So, without further ado, just kind of do a recap of what happened the last couple of years of where I've been and what's going on. Obviously, COVID's a big topic, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. When I moved up here, 2019, not even making a video, I posted on Facebook that I would, never did. So I just wanted to kind of, say that I'm back. I don't know how many shows I'll do a week or if in a month. I'd like to go back to one a week, but if things get busy, then maybe twice a month. So I'm not gonna say, hey, next week this is what's gonna be, but I do want to get one more video out before Thanksgiving, and then we'll kind of go into December with a couple. So, um, like I said, when I moved up here, I had no idea what to expect because it was just a single guy living in a one bedroom apartment, and then I come up here and it's totally different. I'm living with a female, which is the girlfriend at the time, and now my wife. Um, Two kids that I love as my own. Pets in the house, and then she had her roommate living with her at the time. So I went from not living with anybody to like 6 or 7 people, or 6 people, or 4 people, 3 people, and 2 dogs. Then we ended up getting a dog. We ended up having to get rid of him because it was just separation anxiety and everything like that. So I got to experience pet life, and we got 2 cats now, so it's a lot easier to take care of. But through that whole year, we realized she was pregnant in August. I think it was August or September with my son. So we were looking for bigger places. So we moved out of the house that we were living into another house, and that house just had nothing but problems, and it was causing I wouldn't say it was a root cause, but it was causing a lot of problems with her and I and the kids, and it was just a bad ordeal. It was a bad environment. So we lived there for about 4 months, and then in those 4 months, I ended up proposing to her on Christmas. So that was one good thing that happened. And then we moved to the house we're in now, and we've been in it ever since. We moved in here February 15th of 2020, and we've been here since this is November 2021, and we love every minute of it. And with when COVID hit, obviously it hit pretty hard in March. The kids were out of school from March till the end of the school year. So it was her brother-in-law who ended up moving in with us. Um, Things were difficult, things had to get adjust lifestyle. I never actually got COVID, not tested positive for it, but she ended up getting COVID. It didn't deter us or anything. It just made us stronger as a family. Obviously, I think COVID hit a lot of different people in a lot of different ways, as far as you either know somebody or you got it yourself. And then, we just basically, like everybody else, just had to persevere. And it was very difficult because, not very experiencing this before. Nobody really knew what to do. Schools were just kind of having to wing it. States had different mandates and mask mandates, which is, I get it. And then, obviously, we had a president change office during this time that I've been away, and now we got Joe Biden, and I think Trump said he's going to run again, but we'll see. Um, the job market sucks as far as people not working. Job market, there's a lot of people out there that didn't want to work anymore, because of getting all this COVID pay and unemployment benefits. And I'm going to touch on that here in a second. But what I mean by the job, there's not a lot of people hiring, places having to close early because they don't have the staff, or they're overworking their staff and they just want to give them the time to recuperate. Biggest problem I had that I had to wrap my head around was I was an essential worker. I didn't miss time because of COVID. I basically had to just go to work every day and hopefully that I didn't get it. We did get bonuses from our boss. At the time, I was working at a meat packing meat house, or a privately owned meat butcher. Now I'm not. I'm in the I work at an ethanol plant now, and we'll get into a little bit of that too. But it was just difficult because everybody else was getting all this stuff. Getting paid about $600-700 a week. I was barely making 4 or 5, and I'm like, I'm going out every day. People are staying home, but everybody has the right to bitch, and I think it was just it would have been nice to be compensated, but at the same time, you get it, whatever you, it is what it is. But also, different things have happened in sports, and I don't think after talking about COVID, we can talk about what happened in sports. Different champions have won. The Washington Nationals win the World Series. Year after that, Dodgers, Atlanta Braves just won Super Bowl. Kansas City, Tampa Bay, and we're waiting to see who wins this year. Basketball, we got to see the Golden State Warriors win, or not go the Toronto Raptors, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Milwaukee Bucks. And in the Stanley Cup, we've seen the St. Louis Blues and the Tampa Bay Lightning going for a three-peat this year after they won the last 2 Stanley Cups. And then in NASCAR, I don't remember who won it too. I think it was Kyle Busch. Last year was Chase Elliott. This year was Kyle Larson. So different things have happened. But at the same time, like, after talking serious about all this stuff, sports seems kind of like a wayside a little bit. But like I said, we're still going to get into that too. In the next episode, I don't know if we'll still be making picks as much as we do, but we'll definitely get into like college football playoff next week. Like I said, I do want to do one probably next week or the week after. We'll talk about college football, NFL. That's what the main things going on right now, and maybe some baseball free agency if there's any signings. Other than that, basketball and hockey are just starting to get back up and going again, so we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how everything goes there. Other than that, like, getting back to, we were living in we moved a couple of times. We're in this house now, and we ended up getting married. We ended up first in 2020. My son was born, and he's a year and a half now. And then we ended up getting hitched on August 14th of this year. Our honeymoon was in South Padre Island, Texas, which was great to be back down in that area again, just to, kind of reminisce over old times and see everything again. And it was just awesome to see. And we had a great time. And I've discovered that I did have like a shrimp allergy. So, and basically on the toilet for about 24 hours. But after that, I felt great. Maybe a 24-hour bug, I don't know. So, excuse me. Sorry. Oh, that's worse. Okay. So, after all that, I've just been living a great life. When I first moved up here, I ended up working security just to get my foot in the door. I did that for a couple of months, and I went into construction for 2 months, which I'll never do again. Then I went to go work at Tyson for a few months. Realized that wasn't going to be for me, and then I worked at the meat plant called Tiefenthalers for about a year and a half, and then I seen the ethanol plant was open, and here just right down the road called Quad County Corn Processors. That's where I work now. Been there for 5 months, and the schedule is great, pay is good, and I couldn't be more happy. Great benefits, so I'm really happy with the way things have gone. I mean, I lived in Florida. I only had 3 jobs, and within the first year, I had like 5. But I also worked part-time at a gas station called Casey's. Did that just to kind of make ends meet and pay for the wedding a little bit. I haven't worked there since May of this year. So things have been, different and here and there. And The biggest thing that her and I preach is, as far as relationship and being married, is communication. One of the things that I've been trying to work on my end, and she said her the same. So we just try to practice what we preach, and then if there's anything on our mind, can't really talk about it right away, but that's what Pillow Talk's for, when you try to get back to that. So everything's pretty much kind of caught up on that aspect. Actually, I got a new vehicle. I don't drive my car anymore. I got a SUV now. Story behind that was, I went to the guy and I said this, kind of was eyeballing it on the website, and then I test drove it a few days before, and I said, well, you guys are open on the Saturday. I know, because I'd worked that whole week. I said I can come in. They're like, yeah, that's fine. So I go to them and I say, well, I'm interested in the car. Well, you have any trade-in value? I'm like, no. And they pointed at my Mustang that was out there, and I'm like, that's not for sale. So he's like, okay. So he played with the numbers a little bit, looked it over, looked at me, looked back, and he said, okay, this is what I'll do. He's like, license. Okay, let's go back a little bit. We got license, registration, title, everything like that, and then tax. And he wrote me a price. It was listed at, I would want to say, I think it was listed at like $7,900. He's like, with the price of the car, I'm going to knock $800 off, but then after all this, it's going to be $7,542. I was like, well, is there any payments? And he's like, normally we'd do payments, but on an older vehicle, and the previous owner, he's like, we're not going to do payments on an older vehicle. We'd rather have you in a newer vehicle, but if you really want the older vehicle, this is my offer. Think about it. And I called my wife up and I said, this is what I want to do. This is my car. And I wrote a check for it and drove it off the lot. And it's mine. So it's a 2010 Buick Enclave. So, and I've had nothing but great things happen for it. So, and it drives really well, and I am looking at it right now as I'm talking to you guys, so I'm really happy about that. Bought a grill. I mean, that's really not big. Trampoline for the kids, just other stuff that families would enjoy. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell, like, and subscribe. I know I didn't say that before. I'm gonna leave an area for comments so people can comment. So if you guys if there's anything you guys would like me to do or talk about or anything like that, just feel free to comment below. We'll share this on Facebook. So everybody, have a great day, a great week, and we'll see you back here probably in a short while. Thank you.